What's going on? Welcome back to Real World Tool Reviews. And if you've been watching this channel, you know that we love vintage tools, vintage ratchets, and especially SK, vintage SK stuff, some of my favorite. I have a SK ratchet here that is one of my favorite tools that I own. It's just this little 1/4 inch. And it is just the smoothest. It's actually pretty fine tooth. I think it's like a 60 tooth little 1/4 inch ratchet. And it's my go-to little 1/4 inch. It's just such a smooth, great tool. And this 3/8 one is similar, but it is a 40 tooth and it feels like super smooth, just like the 1/4 inch one does. But I'd like it to be a little bit more modern, you know. But it really is super. It's great the way it is. But I'm going to do a little revamp of this ratchet. So what I'm going to do, hopefully by the end, is have this nice and polished up. I'm going to attempt to put a handle on it because this is a good size, little standard little ratchet, but this will make it a little bit longer and it'll make it have a nice handle on it. And I tried to put this handle on a much bigger ratchet a long time ago, and it didn't really work out for me. But I have it drilled out, like you can see. This is a Vaco bowl driver handle, and I just had it. I had to sacrifice a screwdriver in order to do it, and I just didn't quite get it the way I wanted it on that ratchet that I was trying to use it on. And when I got this one, it was like it was meant to be. This needs to be a little bit bigger. The hole needs to be a little bit bigger, I think, to get this on here. But when you look, it will go down almost the perfect length to make it to where this is what it'll look like. That's going to be and it'll be a great handle to have for this ratchet. I love these Vaco bull driver handles, and I think it's going to be a perfect handle for this little ratchet. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is put this SK kit here. This is a 3/8 dual pawl ratchet, and that rebuild kit. You can see the 2 pawls there, and that will turn this ratchet into an 80 tooth. So it's going to be really a fancy ratchet once I'm done. I can show you this ratchet here. This is my SK made in the USA, just beautiful classic roto head one. It's got one of those kits, and you can tell it is like way smoother. This one was a 40 tooth when I got it, and I did the upgrade on it, and it is just really smooth now. I love this one. It's got a little bit thinner of a handle where the knurling is, and I like the knurling. I hate to cover it up. I can always take these handles off, but see how much fatter this one is? So I can put this handle on here. I'm going to have to drill it out a little more and get that handle on there, but I'm going to get this cleaned up first. I'm going to try and polish out some of this stuff here and get it nice and shiny looking. I'll clean up all in here. So anyway, that's the plan for this SK ratchet. It's perfectly nice and usable the way it is, but I'm going to bring it into the 21st century and really make it super, super cool and fun to use. So next time you see it, who knows? I think I'll have it torn apart and polished, and I don't know. So here we go. I'm going to get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is just take it apart here. This little pair of channel lock Snap ring pliers is a good little set to get, made in the USA. I think it's actually made by Lang, but it comes with all the little tips and stuff. These can be a little tricky to put back in. This kind of snap ring, it's pretty annoying actually. But take that out, you can see the difference between this here has a pawl on this side and a pawl on that side. The teeth here on two different sides, whereas this one just has the one side and then this side here is empty. So that gives this one twice the positions, you know. I will keep this rebuild kit in case I run into a SK ratchet that needs to be rebuilt. So I'll keep this for parts here. So what you're left with after that is this here, and these teeth are actually in really good shape. So this just needs to be cleaned up, greased, and I'm gonna try and polish some of these marks out and stuff. I'll use some flits. I'll hit it with the wire wheel and stuff. I'm not gonna go crazy, but I want to make it look nicer than it is before I tackle the handle situation. That's gonna be the hard part. But anyway, we'll get started on the polishing. All right, so we've got this thing taken apart and polished up pretty good. That was the first coat of flits. If you guys have never used this stuff right here, doesn't look like I got the handle on all the way, or the lid on all the way. Hope it didn't dry out. Anyway, this stuff is really good for polishing up all kinds of stuff, but it does an amazing job with this. Now, if you remember early in the video, I showed you the sides where it had been kind of setting down and rusted on the sides. The finish had been worn off. The flits really did most of the work on this. I hit it with the wire wheel. You can still see it's a little weird looking on the sides, but man, look how much better it is all the way around. And I'm going to give it another coat after I'm done with everything. But man, look how beautiful this ratchet is going to be. This is going to be awesome. So this is just the first coat of flits that I did. I'll do a final coat of it after I'm done. But right now what we're going to do is put on this handle. Now when I drilled out this handle, I already had it done, or else I would have done it on video on the drill press, but this is an 11/16 hole. And when I put the caliper on this is basically 11/16 is the width or whatever of this handle. So it's going to fit in there perfect, I think. It almost, like, I kind of wallowed it out a little bit on the top. I'm thinking that this is going to be good once I heat this up. I'm going to heat it up with this torch, and I'm going to put it in this vise, and I'm going to beat on it with this dead blow, the plastic one, so it doesn't bang it around too much. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to line up the Vaco bull driver, I think, with the SK part like that. Maybe I'll do it like that. think like this. I think that's how I'll do it. So anyway, first step is I'm going to put these jaws on here. Maybe I'll use these ones. These ones have grooves. I can't remember if these ones suck or not. These are like plastic jaws that you can get for your vise. And I like using them sometimes just so I don't mar something up, you know. So I think I'll put it like this. And then put this dang thing in the vise. What you don't want to do is you don't want to scratch it up or fuck it up in any way. And sometimes this plastic will slip. I gotta make it real tight. That should be about right. So we're gonna heat it up now, and let's get you in frame here, just so you can see the whole process. Now, I don't do a whole lot of trial runs on these videos. Let's open a beer for good luck. Have a sip. Thanks again, Sean, for the USA-made awesome channel lock bottle opener that I will be doing a review on soon. So what we're going to do right here is heat this up, get this on here, line it up with the part number best we can, and beat it down on there. It's either going to go good or go bad. Either way, I'll post the video. We might melt this plastic, but we're going to try not to. These things are real cheap on Amazon, so if we melt it, we melt it. I'm not going to heat it up too much. So here goes nothing. I think that's going to be all we need. Get started. It's moving a little bit. We maybe should have drilled a bigger hole. What do you think? We beat it down to where it's touching the plastic. This is probably like the worst way to make a YouTube video ever. Welcome to Real World Tool Reviews, where we beat on our tools. Oh man, we really might have got ourselves in trouble here. Just fast forward. We're almost there. Thank God for dead blow hammers. Alright, I'm going to continue to beat on this thing, but I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, so I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, I had to beat on it and give it a little bit of a workout. I took it off of this thing and went like this and went like that and pretty much got it exactly where we want it. I think that's about as good as we can ask for. It's pretty straight. I mean, what I really didn't want was a crooked ass handle, you know. I'm glad I didn't heat it up any more than I did. Maybe I should have heated it up a little bit to make it a little easier. I'm glad I didn't drill a bigger hole. I think I basically did what I set out to do. This, I wanted to line up with the part number. It's a little bit crooked. It's a little bit off, but not bad. All in all, I'm pretty pleased with how this has turned out. I mean, now it's got a really nice handle on it. And it looks good too, I think. I think it actually looks pretty good. So now that we've done that, we can move on to the next part of the process, which is going to be putting our new kit in here. I think that's the next part of the process. Now, we can either put the new kit in first, or we can put another coat of Flitz on first. We'll see. So, it's going to look like that. That's going to be really nice. I think probably what we ought to do, though, is put another coat of Flitz on. Then we'll put a little bit of grease in here. And then we'll put the kit on. So, actually, I'm gonna grease this up. We'll put the kit on. Then we'll put another coat of Flitz. That's what we'll do. That'll be the last step. This might turn out to be a long video. You know, I do these, and it's a lot of fun, these restoration videos, but it's hard for me to put it together, and you know, you only get one chance to get it right for a video, so sometimes I just scrap them because it's just not the easiest thing, you know. I love doing tool restorations, and I do them all the time, but I know you guys like to see them. It's just hard for me to get them right on camera all the time. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease. You don't want to put a lot of grease. Like, you just want to give it a nice coating. If you over grease it, it will not be smooth. It'll be like a really kind of clunky mess. It'll gunk it up. It's kind of like, you wouldn't think so, but it will. It'll gunk it up if you put too much grease. So you just want it to have a nice little coat of grease in there. That's it. That's all I'm going to put in there. Once you got that grease in there, then you oil it. At least that's the way I do it. I'm talking about it like I know everything, and I really don't, but, you know. See if we can, for the camera, do this right. So, you got to make sure that your paws are in the neutral position here, so they're not sticking out. And you're going to stick it in. Fits in there good. Now, getting this snap ring on in the groove without everything coming out of the neutral position. Oh yeah. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So, at this point, we've greased it. We've got our new kit in here. We're going to put some oil in there now. That's going to be my next step before I put the final coat of Flitz on, and we'll call this thing done. Oh man, that is so smooth. This thing is, I'm starting to get really happy with this already. So, put some oil in here. This is just 3-in-1 oil. That 3-in-1 oil, man, it's like Frank's Red Hot sauce. I put that shit on everything. 3-in-1 oil in my shop. It's kind of the rule for everything that lives in my shop. Gets a little 3-in-1. Man, that is getting to be really good feeling. Wow. Okay. We've got the beginning of like maybe a really awesome ratchet to use. I'm starting to really get happy about this. So I'm going to work this oil in here for a minute, and then I'm going to put a coat of Flitz on, and then we'll cut to the finished product. So just give me a minute and I'll be right back. Okay. As I was doing that, I realized that I forgot kind of an important step. I greased this part, but you need to grease in here where the bearings are and stuff too. I forgot to do that, so I'm going to do that real quick. Figured somebody would be like, yo, you have to grease inside behind the paws and stuff too. Just give everything a nice coating of it, you know. That's all you want to do. Get in the cavities or whatever. So, anyway. Just didn't want to leave that step out. I'm not going to make you watch me do this again. Alright, be right back. Alright, this is the last part. The way I do the Flitz is kind of just get it like this, dip a paper towel in it or whatever, the handle, why not? Just kind of give everything a nice little bit of Flitz. You don't want to let it sit on anything too long. Like I shouldn't have put that big glob there. Try and get that off. So anyway, we got a nice coat, and then you want to take a clean microfiber towel and just get it off of there. and I'm not an expert at polishing anything or any hands, so I always wear gloves when I do it. I've gotten it on my hands plenty of times. I don't know how bad it hurts you, but it's probably not great for you. I don't know if corrosive is the right word for that or what, but here we go. I don't know if anybody really wants to see the whole flitz process, but just in case you do, here it is. Makes it real nice and shiny, you know. You can see how it even gives that plastic a nice shine. Pretty great. Pretty cool. That Flitz is just like such an amazing product to me. It works so well. It's just great. I'm gonna do a little bit more on the metal parts, just to shine it up. So anyway, I'm gonna keep working on this and then we'll cut to the finished product. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a finished product here, and I really don't think I could be any happier with the way it turned out. So this is after the second coat of Flitz. I'm happy with the finish on it. This is where those kind of rust spots were, where the finish had worn off or whatever, and it's pretty much all the way. You can see those couple little spots there. I could work that out if I wanted to, and maybe someday I will. But the reason that I did this is because I love these ratchets. I love my 1/4 inch one, and that's the reason that I got the 3/8. And the reason I did this is because I'm going to use this. And I love this handle. Like, we all know that the Vaco screwdriver handles are my favorite. And this is the perfect handle for this size of a 3/8 ratchet. It gives it a little more length. And one thing that I don't love about hard handle ratchets is they always make the handle too small. Like, this is a big enough handle where it really fits in my hand, and I can really get it down in somewhere and get a good grip on it. Like, it makes it bigger and harder to get into tough spots. But I mean, you're not going to be able to use this ratchet for everything. But I mean, like, if you compare it to my favorite ratchet that I own, which is my long Snap-on, look how much smaller this handle is and this is a 3/8 ratchet, but look how much smaller the handle is. Like, I still like it, but it's too small for my big hand, It's like, I just wish that they would make it a little bit longer of a handle, It's really just it's too short of a handle. It's still good, but I feel like I'm gripping it on the end, I end up kind of holding it up here because I need more, like, I just want to feel like I'm grabbing it more. As far as the smoothness of it, you just can't beat this. You never will. But now that this is upgraded, hear those double clicks? So it's way smoother. You have to move way less to get a click, and that's the most important thing. This mechanism is not nearly as smooth as the Snap-on is or anything, but it's way better than it was. and this handle is like, you feel like you got a good hold on it. So you can get this on something and really crank. And the way that I put this handle on, it ain't going nowhere. So this is going to be a 3/8 ratchet that I'm going to use a lot. And the only thing I wish I had done a little better is lined up this better with this patent number. That's the way I wanted it to be in line. It got a little twisted when I was beating it on with that hammer, but that's really, at the end of the day, that's not a big deal. It's just going to be an awesome ratchet to use. I can't tell you how excited I am to use this, you know. I need something to mess up on my car so I can need a ratchet to use a lot. So this is going to be maybe my most used one, because I love the snap-on, but the snap-on is pretty long, and I can't use it in every situation. But this one is, now it's long enough to where I can get some pretty good leverage, but it's not too long, you know. I can get a good handle on it and get it in most places. So this is just like, it's a one-of-a-kind now, and that's what's really cool about one-of-a-kind, you know, restoring tools. You can make it your own, and that's neat. I love, really fun. So anyway, I got this idea from Garnet Tools is his name. He did something like this with an SK ratchet. That's how I got that's how I found out about this kit. So the only place that you can find this kit right now is on Zorro. I don't know if you guys have ever bought from Zorro. It's a online store that sells like industrial supplies and tools and stuff like that. And it was like almost 40, I think it was over $40 to get it. It's hard to find now because SK has just kind of like dropped off the face of the earth after they got bought by that Chinese company or whatever. But you can still get this kit on Zorro. So if you really want to upgrade your ratchet, get you a kit like this and find a handle that you like and drill it out and do what I did. I hope that this video helped you if you ever feel like upgrading an SK ratchet. But I just thought this would be a fun restoration to do, a fun little project to do. I can't wait to use this ratchet. I'm really excited about it. So anyway, thanks for watching.